According to Sergio Aguero, Phil Foden is among the best players he has played with. However, the young player needs to exercise patience with Pep Guardiola's Manchester City setup. Aguero cited notable examples such as Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, Aymeric Laporte, and Kyle Walker, who remained steadfast despite a lack of opportunities early on at Manchester City. Prior to Sergio Aguero, Pep Guardiola and football pundits such as Alan Shearer, Gary Lineker, and Micah Richards had already showered praise on Phil Foden, with many indicating that he could become a future star. Aguero told Stake.com, "Phil Foden for me is one of the best players I've ever played with. And I've played with many very good players, but Phil Foden surprised me a lot since he was very young. I met him when he started to ascend at the age of 16/17 of a year old to the first team. He had the talent that others at 16/17 of a year old don't have. And what surprised me the most was his control, his technique and maybe his ability. And the start that he has in those first 3 or 4 meters. I think he must stay calm because in the end Guardiola is a coach like that." Foden didn't make it to Pep Guardiola's first-choice 11 last season despite playing in 32 Premier League matches. Bernardo Silva was favored on the right, while Gundogan and De Bruyne played in the center. Nevertheless, Aguero believes Guardiola can change things quickly. According to him, Foden will take on a larger role for City this season. Sergio Aguero said, "Let's remember many players, like Laporte who have had 2 undisputable official years. For example, Riyad Mahrez, Sterling had made the undisputed player for 3 years. Then they never played. Kyle Walker until 2 years ago was the first-choice right back and today, he is not. Bernardo Silva when he arrived at the City, he played the first games, then for 1 or 2 years he didn't play as much and now he is an undisputable player. Guardiola is a coach who knows how to read the moments of the players and with Guardiola the only thing you have is patience and wait for your time. Phil Foden is very young and has a lot to prove and so I think that this year could be quite useful for Guardiola." Jack Grealish also played very little the first year and started his season also not playing as an official and ended up being an undisputed official player and having a good season.
Subscribe the channel. Thanks.